What up, it's your boy Dvrth back out again for another video, and today we're here with To Your Eternity episode 13. Let me check, because I actually don't know what episode this is. 13? 13. Alright, I was right. Episode 13 of season 2. Last episode was very interesting because we got more like perspective. That's the word I'm looking for. We had more perspective. Jesus Christ, this intro's ass. We got more perspective with the potential vessels, the knights that Bone brought in. They seem pretty cool. As I said before, I really like Kai. Kai seems to be my favorite so far, but the other two proved to be extremely interesting as well, with Hattori, or he's Hairu or something like that, something to that effect. The little pretty boy, he seems to be pretty cool. He seems to have this affliction or thing to where his teeth grow back, or some to that effect. He doesn't feel pain, stuff like that. Went through all of his story, and people thought that he was affected by a demon, stuff like that. Since he was from the Church of Bennett, they did some pretty horrible things to him, on top of getting rid of his mother figure. Not really sure what they did to her, whether they drove her out or killed her. Doesn't matter. They got rid of his mother figure, so that sucks. His story was really cool. Also, specifically, really like Messer's story with the princess and all that. It ended off on a weird note, with Messer relaying to us that he's actually related to the queen, but he also he seems to have a bit of some affection outside of familial towards the princess. I called her queen, but whatever, the princess. So we'll see what you know. What are you doing, step bro? And all that. But we also had Fushi continuing to recreate all of Rinru. I am guessing that this is like a network for Fushi to operate on when the knockers finally come through. However, it also shows us what exactly Fushi is meant to be. So maybe we'll get more on that. Maybe we'll get more on Echo. I'm not 100% sure, because we're in like a setup arc in a way. However, I am interested to see how this battle is going to go down when it actually happens. Even through all these setup episodes with this arc, it has been rather interesting just trying to break down what exactly is going on with Fushi and everybody else. So we're gonna hop straight into it. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all that other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more To Your Eternity or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's gonna be in the description below. And if you want these episodes early, or the full length reaction to these episodes, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Link's gonna be in the description for that as well. We also have a Discord if you want to talk more To Your Eternity or anything that we are watching on the channel. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones, make sure they're on, them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. I don't remember if I'm able to watch the OP by now, but I'm just not going to. Like, I think last season kind of ruined the OP for me. Not in terms of like music or like visuals once I actually was able to watch it, but in terms of like, I don't know how spoilery this OP is, and I'm actually afraid to find out whether there actually is nothing left to spoil or not. People told me like, hey, the OP is free game now, like you're fine, but I'm not sure, because then other people are like, yeah, I don't know. So I'm not gonna chance it. I'm just not gonna look at it. I'm gonna enjoy the music as always. So fuck it. Oh, oh, Yeah, I was about to say you must have forgot. Cause you must have forgot who her daddy is. You must have forgot who her daddy is. Stop fucking around. Oh. That shit nasty. I mean, hey, Bush, you had to come from somewhere, man. You started somewhere with your cooking too, bro. Okay. Okay, yeah. Pretty good idea to get yourself familiar with these type of pathways and waterways. Look, yeah, it's so weird. So weird, like him coming out of the ground, like the crater. Does he need a break? Like, yeah, I was about to say, I don't think. Yeah, because he can just pretty much replenish himself. Nice. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh shit. It is a network. Oh, that's cool as fuck. It was never him. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's true. Also, is this more exhausting to him, or is she gonna try to get him some armor? Right, yeah, right, because this 5-year-old girl has the money to pay for armor. She just wants to help. Oh man. Oh man. Echo is so adorable. It's crazy. Ah, hard day's work. The fuck? God. Isn't this a sewer? I hope she's not getting water from this. I mean, I know that some of them are waterways, but okay, wait, what is she going to go get? Hell? Okay, I see. So she just found the blockage, or the reason why it's so cloudy. Yeah, pull up with me. Pull up with me. We talk business. Yeah, he's tired. Okay. You could smell it too. Wow, that's insane. No, wait. That's probably how she saw it. All right. Okay, yeah, so she did find. Wow. Good job. Good? Yeah. There you go. Oh. Echo nasty with the ladle? Interesting. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's just the environment. She's so fucking cute. It's what's gonna keep you alive, you ungrateful fucking bitch. Yeah, he wants to speed this the fuck up. Yep. I don't blame him. He's trying to get through this as quick as possible. Oh, but look, I mean, like, it's very interesting. He's feeling all of this, and this is pretty much what it would be like if he were to recreate the world.
母さん、どうしたの？
足も痛めてるようだ。早く医者に見てもらった方がいい。
Oh shit. Oh damn. How you do that? Oh no.
大丈夫か？
大丈夫か？どうぞ。
Oh.
みんな助けるなんて。
Yeah, he can't help everybody. He can try, but that's not the point. Is not to help it. The point isn't to help everybody. What's that purple one? What the fuck?
続くのか。今日のノルマまであと12件。頑張りましょう。
Oh fuck.
そろそろ城壁を立て直す準備もしないと。
実はもう壊し始めている。
あの王女がよく許したな。
その通り。そこで祭りの夜に乗じて作業してもらおうと思う。
Okay. Taking away his holidays? Trying to get my nigga to clock in on holidays. I can't respect that.
教えてくださっても良いのでは？
No, what the fuck? Oh, okay, that's what you up to? Okay, yeah, once we're done building, sure, yeah. Whatever. Who gives a fuck after that? Oh my god. How the fuck did they break that down? Holy fuck, Fushi.
この壁壊したばっかだったよな。
Yeah, well now it's not.
フシ、10分でいい。付き合ってくれないかい？一生のお願いだ。
Shit. The fuck is going on? Oh, ah. So who you trying to impress, bro? Who you trying to impress? Who you trying to impress? Yeah, there it is. Oh, oh no. Okay, okay. There we go.
待って、傷の手当てを。
Oh shit. Oh no. Well, y'all are a part of the group now because you know the secret.
大体何度って誰だよ。あんなやつ初めて見たぞ。
みんな見に行こうぜ。
Man.
何を？
Buddy. Oh, buddy, you may have just snitched on the whole operation just to get a girl. Jesus Christ. That's just impressive. Shit. Oh, the Church of Bennett's gonna have a fucking great time with this. Oh, dude. Why don't you stop being so fucking nosy? Man, do this, Nick. Fuck their home. Fuck their home. Nice. Oh god, snitch on me if you want to. Oh. Oh my god. Nigga said, lock me if you want to. I'll be back. No more of that. Nigga say I got a wall to build. What going on? Leave me alone.
カムを手当てしてくれた男の人。私のお母さんを助けてくれた人だわ。
うちの妻も薬をもらっていたな。俺の兄貴は賢者様に解放されたって言ってたよ。
Nice.
次はあの家だ。あの辺りはまだ根を生やしていない。
Growing his roots. Such an interesting way to put it. Oh. Oh, he said fuck it. They gonna feel me. They gonna feel me.
みんなの協力は忘れない。
We all on the same side. So you just gonna have to feel me. Go ahead, bow for a nigga. Bow for a nigga. Oh, look at my niggas, bro. Oh, they got the whole gang. They really fuck with you. They fuck with you. They really fuck with you. It's all intent. It all depends on intent. They fuck with my dog for real. That's so cool. That's so cool. They really fuck with my dog, bro. Ever since. Oh, that's Leaguer, not a fucking feather. I was like, what's there a random feather doing there? No, it's Leaguer. Oh, the song's called Roots. The song's called Roots. Whoa. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh man. Okay. 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 So they fuck with him. They fuck with him now. They fuck with him now. Which is cool. I was wondering when Fushi would decide to basically give himself up, right? Show that, you know, it's me. You know, I know that we were kind of like camping out from the Church of Bennett, trying our best not to be seen by them, and understandably so. They're not great people, obviously. But as Fushi said there at the end of the episode, like, fine. Like, put me back in with the Church of Bennett if you want to. I'll come back out. I'll be out in 2 days, dog. Don't even worry about it. But most of this episode, I think it was cool, pretty much circled around like hard work. And I know that sounds like really cliche, but I think that was what this episode was really all about, right? It was the hard work that a lot of these people, or a lot of our team and other people, have put in. I like that they started off with with like Messer, who is trying to show everybody the waterways, how, you know, the ins and outs of the city of Renryu, and just trying their best to prepare everybody for the upcoming battle. But they go even a bit further by showing Echo, who is the cutest thing that we've gotten since March. Dear God, adorable, but did her fair share of hard work, trying her best to make sure that she isn't just, you know, lazing around, you know, not being of any help at all. Now on top of that, we do get like Fushi also feeling the effects of all of the work that he has done. Now, whether this is something that's more long term, where it's like, oh, Fushi has used up too much energy and now he is now he's incapacitated for a little bit, or he's gonna be out of commission for a bit, or anything like that, or it's just a thing where the anime just wants us to show how much he's doing by showing how hard, or how tired he is. Either way, it still does a good job of portraying just how much work Fushi has gotten done. Even when Kahaku is like, yo, you should probably rest, it's not actually him. He's just off somewhere, working more. So now that he seems to have fully he's not completely done, but now that it seems like he's gotten a decent amount of headway in creating this network for Renril, and rebuilding Renril in order to be able to protect it. He's put himself in a situation where he's getting a small, and I mean a very, very small dose of what he eventually is going to have to be, right? For the past couple of episodes, we've been talking about how like his rebuilding Renril is like a microcosm of what he will eventually become, which is the world, the universe itself, or whatever you want to call it. However far the vastness of our own curiosity in this world stretches, that's what Fushi is to become. But as much as we see him getting work done, we see in this episode as well how difficult the job ahead is going to be. Simply being this not eldritch, but this ethereal, I should say, this ethereal god, this almost omnipotent god, that is not going to be easy. What we see in this episode is that now that he's created this network, now that he's become the city of Renril, it's going to be harder. It's not going to be harder to protect Renril because the knockers are just that strong, and like they've come up with some great plans and strategy and stuff like that. No, it's not that. It's that when you encompass an entire place and you are connected to that entire place the way that Fushi is connected to, in a way that someone would be a king, whereas in this situation, Fushi is more like a god than a king. But since we were talking about kings a couple of episodes ago, I'll say that because even here, I'll say this before I finish my thought, is that I think it was last episode where the princess was like, a king is someone who is able to like know what their people are feeling, or something to that effect. I'm not gonna go all the way back to last episode and try to find that quote. Just correct me if I'm wrong. But the point is that a good king is able to understand his people. And Fushi here is not just able to understand his people, but feel what his people are going through, like physically feel what his people are going through, whether it's good, bad, happiness, joy, or happiness, sadness, joy, or pain, whatever it is, Fushi can feel that. So it's not, what this conveys is that it's not going to be a walk in the park to simply be a god or whatever Fushi is to become. There's still much to like either get used to or understand or find ways to circumvent, because feeling all of those emotions and seeing how this episode started off with like a lot of hard work, all this other stuff, and then seeing how Fushi can feel everything that everybody's going through and wanting to save them, you kind of come to this realization that you can't save everybody, you can't help everybody. You can try your best, but you won't be able to save everybody. Now, while I have been saying like, oh yeah, this is just to show a microcosm of what Fushi is going to be and blah 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 and all this other stuff, what I really think that this is trying to set up is how this battle is going to go, or at least the type of mindset that Fushi is going to have when going into this battle. He's going to have to understand that he's not going to be able to save her, even though he's created this network of Fushis or whatever, his network of roots where Fushi is able to pretty much teleport to wherever he's needed and all that other stuff. That does not mean that he is going to be able to save everybody. While he seems it, he's not omnipotent. He's like a pseudo omniscient god in that way, right? Or at least for now, he's a savior to Rinril, and that might be just enough. But I think it is good to good for the show to pretty much set up Fushi's mindset of that, yeah, you can't save everybody, you won't be able to save everybody. And from a more macro sense, you don't need to save everybody, because that joy, that pain, that, you know, that suffering and that elation is all kind of like a part of life cycle and stuff like that. So it's not even something that you may need to interfere with. However, he tries, and if anything, the fact that he tries is enough to me, was like enough for anybody to gain, for anybody to find some respect, find their respect for Fushi, right? And we see that towards the end of the episode here, where you know, everybody's like, oh, that's some crazy shit. You like, and somewhere in the episode, I don't know if it's the beginning or the middle, whatever, you see people actually complaining that, you know, like, oh, it's this white film that's on the fruit and stuff like that, and like the furniture and stuff, like this isn't, you know, this isn't how I want to live, blah blah blah. And you know, even me, I was perturbed by that. I was like, oh man, you're not gonna disrespect Fushi like that. But I think it did a good job of juxtaposing how much people appreciated him at towards the end, being able to see just how much he's done for everybody, or just done for Rinril, and the people of Rinril at that. It's one of those things where you realize not just how good of a person Fushi is, but just how much he genuinely wants to help everybody, which makes the realization and the reality that he can't all the harder to accept. Now, the thing about all, you know, the whole thing of like, you know, him accepting that he can't, you know, save people, or can't save everybody, or some to that, you know, everything to that effect, is directly juxtaposed by the fact that he technically has the ability to like completely save people, which Bone is making it a very Bone is making a pretty valiant, or maybe not so valiant, but a pretty rough and stark effort to keep that type of information away from Fushi. Now, thing being that as much as you try to keep that information away from Fushi, he will eventually figure it out just by himself. Of course, you know, of course we understand why Bone doesn't want to give Fushi that, you know, that information. And you even see in this episode that how like Kahaku, I think it was Kahaku who was like, oh, you're not even treating him like a human, or, you know, I forget who said it, but throughout these couple of episodes, a lot of Fushi's humanity has come into question, and with giving Fushi the information that, oh yeah, by the way, you can actually bring people back, it's not going to further that any more than it already is, right? But like I said, he's gonna eventually just figure it out anyway. So it's interesting that we have these themes of Fushi understanding that he can't help everybody, blah blah, but then having this underlying secret of, but he technically could, if he technically could. I just don't know how that would I don't know what that would. I'm still on the fence of what that would do for the story. But I have some type of faith in the manga that he'll figure out a way to make it make sense when he eventually learns, like, oh shit, I can bring people back. So all that really good stuff. I really liked the whole segment that we got with Echo, outside of her just being adorable and stuff like that. She was very useful. It brings me back to something that the creator said like a while ago. I think it was a while ago. It was like around the time that Fushi was with Gugu, where, you know, he was talking about like how it was being something about being brittle, but not exactly making you weak and stuff like that. So seeing Echo, who is very, very small and adorable and all that other stuff, actually putting forth work towards the cause and genuinely getting shit done, it's just really cool to see. One thing I did like about Echo in this episode was when Echo comes to Fushi and she tries to like talk to him, or not talk to, they don't technically talk. When she does go to Fushi and she's like trying to communicate to him like, yo, it's dinner time or something to that effect, and Fushi uses the brother's body in order to convey that information, we get a really important, where I think is a really important, I guess you should say, facet of Echo's way of communication, which is when Echo communicated that there was food, and this may not be like super important, it's just an interesting observation. When Echo said that there would be food, Fushi could smell the food. He and not only that, Fushi saw a lot more than what was actually waiting for him at home. The reason why I bring this up is because it shows that Echo's way of communication isn't just like mind reading, you know, like she can actually in a way lie, or at least tell a white lie, which is interesting, because since for a while I had worries about the way they would communicate, because if everybody was just a mind reader, that would cause problems within your community or your village people, whatever you want to call them. And who's to say that it didn't? But the interesting part about it is that when he gets home and it's not exactly what is there, or what he saw in the vision was not what was there. He was kind of disappointed. But to Echo, that was like a smorgasbord of like really good food that she just made. It's just in her mind, it looked a lot different than the message that Fushi intercepted. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I totally misread that, but to me, it's a lot like when Fushi changes into say for instance, Fushi changes into March or Gugu or anybody, right? Maybe Tonari, and their abilities are so crazy. Like I guess March is the best example. Whereas when he changes into March Fushi as March has climbed some fucking stupid shit, right? And I've never really said much about it because like it's just whatever, bro. It's anime. But March has climbed some stupid shit, some shit that she should not have been able to climb, like at all, right? Like even as Fushi with training or whatever, she should not have been able to climb that. We've only seen March like climb trees and stuff, and yeah, she was really good at climbing trees, but the difference between March and what she did when she was alive and what Fushi does as March is that that's how Fushi remembers March, or that's how Fushi saw March, right? Is that March was fucking great at climbing, and Fushi's limited world view, Jesus fucking Christ, get your words out. Fushi's limited world view was only showing March just climbing a bunch of trees and Fushi going, oh shit, that bitch can climb anything for real. She's so cold with it. So when March died and Fushi gained March's form, it's not what dictates his form's ability is not the original form. The original form's ability, what dictates it is Fushi's memories of that person. So in the same way that Fushi, you know, does the whole like Tonari, his Tonari form can withstand pretty much any poison, and Gugu's fire. Sometimes Gugu's fire is way fucking bigger than I remember it to be. March being able to climb pretty much any goddamn thing, and so on and so forth. It's pretty much all up to interpretation of memory. So for Echo, and I'm sorry if I'm talking way too much on this topic that means nothing, but because I mean technically it does. It's just Echo cooking, but it's just an interesting concept for the story that with Echo, to her, it like she did create that smorgasbord of delectable delights for Fushi. It's just that in her mind it looked very different. Like in her mind, in her limited worldview, so kind of like Fushi, it looked a lot different from what Fushi, who has a more broad and vast worldview with, you know, all the time that he spent alive and learning, saw something very little. Now there's there's plenty of ways you could take that, plenty of like philosophical ways that you could take that. I won't bore you with it, but I will say that idea of perspective can very well be used in Fushi's journey once he gets to like the big leagues, right? Or maybe he can add that idea of perspective in you know, smaller situations. You know, it doesn't have to be when Fushi becomes a god. It can be something more of like in the next episode, Fushi understands perspective in a different way, or he can allocate perspective to a situation in a different, it could be anything. I just think that it's really interesting the way that they framed that scene with at least frame that part of the story with the idea that Fushi was like, you lied, and in fact that, you know, she didn't. It was just that from her perspective, that's exactly what she did for you. What on top of that, I do want to hit on this really quick, and I guess I'll wrap up the discussion with this, because I feel like I've wasted too much time. I wasted too much time talking about stupid shit. But on top of that scene, you have this moment where Fushi tries the soup, and he expects it to be ass because last time he tried it, it was ass. When in fact, when he tries it this time, it's actually pretty good. Now, the reason being is that the water that was being used was bad. You know, there was a blockage in the waterways, blah blah So the water was bad. Of course, it's going to taste bad. But with Echo, since she went out, found the problem with the waterway, got it all fixed up and all that other stuff. There's a couple ways you can kind of take this, right? One is that Echo is pulling her weight. She's bettering herself the same way that Fushi was bettering himself when he was around March. And two, it's a thing of, like I said during the episode, where sometimes it's not you that's the problem, or it's not you that messed up, or it's not you that that the blame falls on solely. Sometimes it's the environment that you have to change in order to come out with a better product or better conclusion, I guess you could say. So with Echo, it wasn't her fault that the food was tasted ass. Like that wasn't her fault, right? Echo probably thought that she was doing a pretty damn good job, and she most likely was doing a pretty damn good job. It's just that her environment was not allowing her to do so. So what she did was go out and figure out the problem to said problem, I guess, said situation or whatever you want to call it, and changed it, thus giving her a better outcome with her conclusion, which is she actually made decent soup that time, right? Like it was actually pretty good. So I bring that up because I really like the way that it reflects on Fushi and his environment, right? Yeah, he's not going to be able to save anybody. Yeah, he's not going to be able to save everybody. And yeah, there will be times that he will mess up or fuck up, whatever. But sometimes, I'm not saying every time, because we aren't completely free from ourselves, basically. Sometimes it's just the environment that you're in, right? That needs to be addressed, outside of just, outside of blaming yourself, be like, oh, I fucked up, or all the other stuff. No, it's just the environment that you need to have control over, which is pretty much all is Fushi's thing, is to have control over the environment. So it's very interesting. Like I said, I like how it reflects on Fushi and vice versa with Echo, especially since Echo is technically, or at least story wise, is Fushi in season 1. And she is just as much of a mystery as Fushi in season 1. So that's a really good way to convey certain themes in the story. But I think that there are a multitude of ways to convey that part. And this show does a pretty good job of adding those little breadcrumbs to kind of like expound on, or at least plant seeds, is probably a better way to put it. Plant seeds to expound on different story beats, themes, and other things of the like. So they did a very good job on that. Really impressed with the amount of thought that went into it. But now, here at the end of the episode, we have Fushi finally showing himself off, saying, yeah, it's me. Like it or leave it, fuck it, you know what I'm saying, take it or leave it, this is me, I'm the one that helped, and what I like about this is that it shows the conviction, not just the conviction, but the intent that Fushi had. Fushi's been kind of been struggling with this idea of intent, whether he's using or he's actually giving to people, like for real, right? And with this, you can see that the intent was there. Like, obviously as a viewer you can see that the intent was there, but to Fushi, now that he's basically just I just almost knocked myself out. Now that he's put himself out there and he's just like, yo, take it or leave it, everybody's like, nah bro, you really helped and you really meant it, so yeah, you good with us. It's a really smart way to convey that Fushi's intent is not only good, but other people see it that way as well, which is very important after having that moment with Fushi, with the lady in the alley with her kid, where she's like, nah, you ain't gonna get me, dog, and it puts into to question, you know, Fushi's whole life in a lot of ways. But now that he's accepted it, other people have accepted him too, which is really cool. Being able to vindicate your intent on doing a good deed is always good, always good. So really enjoyed this one. This one's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be tough, because I'm sure that the battle is pretty much upon us, and I don't know. I mean, who would ever know if you're ready or not? But the battle's pretty much upon us. I'm very interested in seeing how the Knockers plan on attacking this time, because it seems like they've taken a liking to the whole like taking over the human body type of thing. And honestly, I think that is the best way to go about it. Anything else like the rocks and stuff, that was like the wood part, when they changed into wood beings or whatever, that didn't work. That did not work. And when they upgraded it to like rock forms, that was good, but it wasn't the best. Like it ended up not working at all because of, you know, the being superheated and stuff like that, and then getting in the water. They realized that there were too many variables that were working against them, even with the rock forms that they had. But now with like the human forms, while they can be kind of fragile, there's the element of mystery with other humans that brings in another human that you can then take over. There's more variables working for the Knockers than against the Knockers when they're actually using human vessels, which is also like just kind of a perverted way of a perversion of Fushi's power in a lot of ways. So it could be anything. It could be anything. But we'll see. So with all that being said, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. You're just a lurker. I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more to your eternity or something totally different, the best place to net in, as my social media links are going to be in the description below. And if you want these episodes early or the full-length reaction to these episodes, you subscribe to my Patreon. Links going to be in the description for that as well. So with all that being said, let me get my off button ready. There it is. You all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.